Welcome to another episode. If you're watching this right now, you might be watching this on YouTube. You might be listening to this on Apple Podcasts. You might be listening on Spotify. Today, we have a very special guest that's going to absolutely blow you out of the water. So, if you're driving right now, put on a seatbelt, strap on, baby. We're about to blow you away. But, real quick, just before we get into the special guest, make sure you check out my brand new YouTube channel where we're going to be uploading more and more interviews like this on our YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. I just launched our YouTube. A lot of people have been asking me, when are you doing YouTube? Go and subscribe. Leave your boy a great review on our podcast as well. If you're loving it, if you support what we do, and you feel like we have left an impact in your life, feel free to give us a 5-star review. But to get into it today, I have a special guest. His name is Andrew Perez, 22 years old, online fitness coach, hustler. And he was actually a part of our Perfect Trainer program, brand new graduate. And I wanted to bring him on today so he can share a little bit about his experience with working with the Perfect Trainer and all the ins and outs of what it's like to grow a business. Because not a lot of people are able to really listen and dissect, right, what it takes to grow a business at such a young age. So, Andrew, my boy, you there? You alive?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Well, man, hell yeah, bro. So, just to really dive deep into this, right? I feel like there's a lot of people tuning into this podcast today that might be thinking about, growing an online fitness business. Maybe they are 22 years old, just like you. Shit, they might even be younger, right? What would you say for you being so young? What would you say was the main inspiration, right, for wanting to start your online fitness business? What was your epiphany where you were just like, man, fuck this. I gotta grow.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. First of all, I just want to say I appreciate you for having me on. Obviously, huge. I've only been this for probably what, like 3-ish months at this point now, but yeah, probably I don't know. The biggest thing for me was going into college and kind of I don't know halfway through is when COVID hit, and so I kind of realized I was like, baseball wasn't really kind of working out for me at that point anymore. Kind of just lost motivation to want to do school, I guess, because it was pretty much just learning all online and pretty much tuning into just Zoom chats and whatever. And it's like, I'm paying all this money for what reason? So I get it, a piece of paper, cool, whatever. But I've realized now, and if I've had the same mindset that I do now back then, I definitely would have realized that that kind of wasn't for me just because of the fact of I feel like the biggest people in the world or whatever kind of have all the biggest money and all the basically the lifestyle that I desire. They just have a little bit of hustle and they just keep going no matter what it takes. So I don't know. I kind of realized that um, I just didn't want that 9 to 5 job. I didn't want to. I love my parents to death. They obviously made me the man who I am today, but I didn't want the lifestyle they had. I didn't want my mom going from job to job. Didn't want to obviously do that for me. My dad sitting pretty much at a desk 9 to 5 every single day. They didn't want that to go on for me as well. So it was one of those things, man, where I just wanted to almost be the black sheep in my family and make something different for my life. So I got with my coach that I'm currently with right now, as far as the bodybuilding scenes and stuff goes, and he kind of created his own little online fitness coaching business and kind of got me involved with that. And so seeing him take off with that and seeing what it's doing for him and how it's changing his life, seeing his lifestyle, I was like, this is super cool. Like I love what I'm doing. I love kind of slowly helping people. Obviously, me getting into it, changing my own body, my own lifestyle. People were always kind of like asking me like, yo, what do you do? Like, how do you do that? You got tips, that or with the other. And so I was like, you know what? Why don't I now, within my first couple of years of kind of doing my own thing, try to help other people as well? So my coach put me in and under his wing. He kind of just showed me the ins and outs of what he did and kind of showed me a little bit that way. And then so I'm forever grateful for him doing that for me because now then obviously I'm going off to do my own thing and kind of him kickstarting that for me. But obviously now getting with the perfect trainer, I realized that it's just having the hustle, having the grind to want to be better every single day. Bodybuilding, I know it's a controversial thing, I guess, if you will, but um, I guess that almost changed my mindset for the better with a lot of different things. But basically just building that discipline from wanting a goal and setting something at a specific date and doing whatever it takes to make it happen. So changing that mindset from the bodybuilding scene and turning it into um, obviously making money and making it a lifestyle. Um, I guess long story short, that's pretty much what inspired me, I guess, if you will, to be who I am today and kind of take that action into creating my own online fitness business.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And I appreciate you for sharing that with me. So it sounds like you really wanted to really get yourself and your family out of the situation they've been in. Excuse me. So you really just wanted to improve your whole situation, right? And I like how you said black sheep, because I feel like to a certain extent you need somebody in the family that becomes that black sheep, right? That wants to separate
100%.
themselves, that doesn't want the 9 to 5 rat race, right? So man, it takes a lot to be able to see that, and you saw that, right? And you also mentioned that you had somebody that was guiding you, like a mentor, right? Like one of your good buddies. So before you started working with us, right? Like what would you say was the main struggle or like the bottleneck that you approached that made you say, damn, like I should really reach out to this guy and see if I can work with him?
Yeah, so I did my last semester of college. I was my first kind of in person personal training job, if you will. And then
Hmm.
outside of college, moving over to here in Tampa, Florida, I did another job working at a local Crunch Fitness just to see what it is about, just to make some extra cash, kind of meeting people, getting out there. And I don't know, I realized that that just wasn't for me. And I saw the business of how they were approaching it in person. So I tried to slowly do it with the online aspect of things, but the content I was making, it was more for me and seeing like following a trend rather than trying to approach my niche category, if you will, and trying to reach out to those specific people that I would want to work with, that would resonate with my content. So that was a struggle. So obviously joining the Perfect Trainer, that marked that off really quickly. Having a community, like we always say on our calls, is like a brotherhood. I was really pretty much on my own. Like, yeah, I had him, but he was doing his own thing. So it wasn't really so much about him staying on top of me or building up a community of people that are all trying to do the same thing and helping each other out. So that's another plus of joining this, obviously, as well. And then just having the resources and going through all the academies that you guys have already on there, that like just the ins and outs of little things you can do to continue to level up and educate yourself as far as building a business and doing whatever you can with this. So those are probably, I would say, definitely the main three things as far as I was missing, I guess, starting out.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I appreciate you for sharing that with me. And it's funny because I remember when we first connected, it took you a while to be able to join us. But you know me, I am relentless, and our whole team is relentless when it comes down to somebody that we feel like could be a great fit. So we kept hitting you up, yo, Andrew, 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 come on, we got this, we got that. And the big reason is because we believe that you had amazing potential, right? Like if we thought you were like some scrawny like trainer that's probably not that passionate, I would never hit your ass up, right? But if you follow Andrew on IG, which again the link will be in the description, you'll be able to see that he's been training for a good amount of time, great looking guy, great physique, right? And you also mentioned that you had joined a previous fitness business coaching program or a few. I'm not sure what exactly how many it is that you had joined, and you just felt like that experience wasn't so good compared to the perfect trainer. So can you like elaborate a little bit more about your experience with other programs versus joining the perfect trainer?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I joined a couple. I believe maybe it was three. I don't remember at this point, but at least two. And they were all super supportive, hyped up at first, promising this, promising that, promising whatever. And as soon as you joined, or at least for me, one company pretty much had big problems going on and basically got scammed out of my money for joining up. So that was just a huge disappointment. And then the other one, I joined up and they pretty much had a lot of stuff that was like it was super dope stuff and everything, but like I said, there wasn't that community aspect or people kind of staying in touch with you all the way. They were like, here's this, here's that, all right, go do it. And it's like, yeah, I mean, cool. I had the motivation to do it and learn, but I was also still finishing out school when I was in there. So I was more focused on that. And there was really no coaches in there or no people. Like we have our Discord. There was nothing, no community, no brotherhood, no nothing in there. So it just kind of, slowly faded away and realized that that wasn't for me. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. And so I realized that, those are the two biggest things that I was missing. And so obviously joining up here, you guys staying on top of me with wanting to join up in the trainer and everything, which again is super appreciative. Because I feel like a lot of people, some people hit up a few people once and then they don't respond or say they'll get back to them or whatever, and they just don't respond or get back to them ever. And it's like, well, if you're running a business and you're going to keep staying on top of someone and following up, obviously that shows you're interested in something and they care about that. So that was a big green flag that I saw in this. And then obviously you had your workshops I joined in on for free, which give a lot more value than just a normal regular call or whatever. But then you would hit me up on the DMs. We actually talked on the phone a few times. So I was like, all right, I know this is real and I definitely want to do this. But money was a little bit tight, had to figure out some things. And then finally I realized, I was like, all right, I locked in. I was like, let's do it. Let's see what happens. And yeah, pretty much ever since last 3 months, I've been again the money's been coming in because I've been listening to the strategies and everything that's pretty much been said. But I would say even bigger than the money is the brotherhood aspect of things for sure, and then also just a switch in mindset of like pretty much just staying consistent, staying disciplined. Pretty much what I've been doing for the bodybuilding scene, but now bringing it over to the business side and turning my own journey and my own story into some money. So,
Yeah. Hell yeah, I love that, bro. I hear you use the word brotherhood a lot, and that really sparks my interest, right? Because I market this a lot. I'd say that the reason why a lot of men or a lot of trainers or shoot, even just like people in general, the reason for them not seeing the success they want to see is because they don't have a brotherhood, right? They don't have people around them that want them to level up to get money that inspire them. Usually people around them are just people that, say, oh, yeah, that sounds cool, but I don't know if you could do it, right? So I believe brotherhood is so important. I believe it's the most powerful thing in the world, especially as a man. Even for women, shit, I believe women need a sisterhood too, right? If you're hanging around women that just want to twerk their ass all day on the gram, you're gonna want to twerk your booty as well. You know what I'm saying? So you
yeah,
gotta surround yourself with quality people. And I believe in brotherhood. I believe in sisterhood as well. And that's so powerful, bro. And I know that you mentioned, money aside, you enjoyed the brotherhood, you enjoyed the community, you enjoyed how much support we gave you. Just off the top of your head, what would you say was your biggest month with online fitness coaching? Because I know you closed like a 3.3K deal, paid in full at 22 years old, which is very fucking impressive. So, what would you
yeah,
say was your biggest month, or maybe just off the top of your head, so I can really gain some clarity, right?
yeah. I believe it was last month. July's been a little bit slower. I mean, I'm still again doing whatever I got to do, staying consistent, hopping on calls with people, and pretty much diving in. But I believe June, which was pretty much my full second month in this program, really utilizing everything, staying on top of everything, um, was probably my biggest month. I believe, yeah, I had that one 3.3K paid in full. Then I had a couple 3 monthers at the 997. I believe it was probably close to 6K for the month of June. So in my second full month within the program, it was probably closer to 6K. So yeah,
That is
not
fucking
too
crazy. I
shabby, I
thought it was,
guess.
yeah, that's not bad. I thought you were gonna stay a little bit lower. I'm impressed, man. 6K. That's really fucking great, and that's 2 months within the program. So you basically made your ROI really fucking fast. At least that's what I'm hearing, right?
100%. Yeah. It's never it's one of those things too, because a
Right.
lot of people will get into something, and so many people are scared of investing in themselves, and it's like, I mean, you'll hear from the top level people or whatever, you'll go throw money or save money for whatever, but you're going to stay in your same job the rest of your life or whatever you got to do. So make the money that you're saving, whatever you're going to put it towards something stupid, put it back into yourself, self educate, self learn, join a program like this that brings on everything to where then, like you said, again, it'll be a lot of upfront cost, if you will, whatever, but that's a sacrifice everyone has to be willing to make to grow within their own company or build the business they want to. So putting that money up front, obviously depending on what it is, yeah, sure, it could suck at the moment, but you got to think of it as you're doing it. Now take the best action that goes with it and learn from it. And like you just said, I made the ROI within more than more the ROI within 2 months. So it's
Yep.
simply just learning, staying within the program, staying consistent, and it'll happen as long as you put in the work every single day. So
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. I'm happy for you, right? Because I do believe that when you joined, or at least this is what I recall, and I hear this all the time from a lot of members, right, Andrew? So I wasn't impressed when you said this. And a lot of the guys come to me, they're like, "So I'm gonna be your best client, bro." Or they tell somebody else from my team, right, "I'm gonna be your best client, bro. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna come in here and get money." And then they realize, like, damn, I'm gonna have to put in some real work. And then, you know what I'm saying? So I hear that all the time. So whenever they tell me that, right, a lot of the guys, I'm like, all right, man, listen, I don't want to hear you say, I want you to prove that shit to me, right? So Andrew had told me the same thing. He said, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna be one of your best clients, bro. And then we're gonna party out there in LA. Good news, we are
yep.
planning an end of year retreat. We want to do like a 3 day retreat. It'll be for the perfect trainer students. That'll be fucking fun. And guess what? I gotta get bottle service. So you know you're gonna be sitting with the winner circle. So we're gonna party. I'll make sure I take my camera with me. But you know we'll take out certain sections of what the night will entail. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be a wild night, but it will stay on my camera roll for memory. But other than that, man, I hear that all the time from a lot of guys. Say, you know, I got what it takes, and I got this and that. You know, there's a lot of talented trainers out there. Matter of fact, I believe that you have some sort of talent as well. Great looking guy, great physique. And there's so many other trainers out there, Andrew, just like you. Great physique,
Mhm.
great looking. Shit, even I admire their physique sometimes. Like, damn, these guys look phenomenal, right? But they just don't have that mentality of wanting to be the black sheep, right? They've been stuck with no brotherhood. They've been stuck in the same bubble for too much of a time at this point that it's so difficult for them to step out of that bubble, right? So, just before we finish off this interview, if right now, let's say a 22-year-old is listening to you, right? He has a great physique, or he's passionate about fitness. He's confident that he can help people and make an impact with online fitness coaching. They're hesitant, hesitant about joining, hesitant about pulling the trigger. What is your number one piece of advice to a young man like that?
That's a great question. So, as far as wanting to join a program like this, like, what's the best advice?
Yes,
Okay.
they're a little bit nervous.
Well,
Maybe they're a little bit nervous. Maybe they've been holding
yeah.
back. You know.
Okay, but yeah. So, I mean, in my biggest opinion ever, like I said just previously, like, do it. We give. I feel like I've heard this from a lot of people with the life that I desire, and it's stuck with me. We put a lot of effort and you put a lot of dumb money into things that have no value in the end. But
Mm,
our brains give us every single reason to not take that one chance of doing something. So you only got to be right once. And it's one of those things where if you're willing to take the leap of faith and do less thinking and more just take action because success loves speed, it's one of those things where it'll be the best. It could be. It's not going to be 100%. Obviously, you still got to put in the work, but taking that action right then and there and pretty much head down and working no matter what, that will be my number one, probably. Yeah, that would probably be the best piece of advice I could give to someone that's a little bit nervous about getting into it is if the opportunity is there, take it. Someone sees potential in you. So obviously if they see some potential, you just got to have that discipline and that mindset to do it for yourself.
mm,
Um, so yeah, that's probably the best way I can say it in a condensed version. But I could go on and on about mindset, no matter what it is, because I've built
yep,
myself up over the past few months or so, specifically with that. But to keep it short and simple, so people will understand it, I guess that'll be the best piece of advice.
absolutely. I appreciate you for sharing that with me, brother. And one last question: do you feel like it was worth the investment?
Yes, absolutely.
You
Hundred.
hesitated, brother. Come on now. I'm hurting.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%.
I love that. All right. I appreciate the honesty, bro. And yeah, man. And yeah, so everybody who's watching this today, if you have been loving our YouTube channel series just like this, where I'm uploading interviews with some of our clients, you've been loving our podcast, you got to make sure you subscribe, leave us a 5-star review. Again, I am brand new to YouTube, so I got to do a search on my name. There ain't a lot of sales in this world, so search me up, Assael. Leon, and you'll be able to find our YouTube channel. And make sure you subscribe, leave your boy a great 5-star review. If you want to check out some of Andrew's content, I'm also going to drop his Instagram in the link below in the description. Check him out. Feel free to shoot him a message, ask him what you feel about the perfect trainer, and we'll be able to go from there. Shoot, if you're chunky right now, you fat, and you need to get your ass in shape, you got to hit up my boy Andrew as well, right? Because we may have some
That's
people
right.
out here tuning in, they ain't in great shape. It starts with taking care of your body, right? It starts with taking care of your physical shape. Because if you could do that, it's going to translate to your mind. It's going to translate to your spirituality and a lot more. So it starts with really improving your physique. And if you improve your physique, everything else will improve. So again, I hope to see you guys in the next episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next episode. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.